helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We will double the boom. In your face. In your face. In your face. Monday night boom. How about that?
I feel honored. I think it's the first time I've been in studio for a boom in your face.
Monday night in your face boom. You can be a part. We're live. You can be a part of what we're doing, and we appreciate you finding us on all of our apps, etc. For those that want to be a part of what we're doing, you can reach out the Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Want to be a part of what we're doing. Austin Norman manning the board, DP on a Monday. Again, full disclosures, and we have to always put the disclaimer up there that on a one-on-one, it is we live by the words of the great Forrest Gump's mother, who said, "You're never quite sure what you're going to get when you open a box of one-on-one. You're never quite sure, because depending on the mood and the rabbit holes, the actual rabbit holes that we go down, I can do 3 hours of preparation for 1 hour of radio and then throw it all away with a quickness, with an absolute quickness. But there are certain things in play, and because Austin is not a veteran of one-on-one mental maze dancing that happens over the course of the hour,
into the trenches I come.
Yeah, I want to be fair to you, because it is a dance without music, and we try to explain to people that,
interpretive or otherwise,
yes, that it is a purposeful dance. Certainly not Elaine Bennis dancing.
Okay.
More stomp the yard, purposeful. I'm making a statement.
Mm-hmm.
You will respect me dance.
Noted.
This is
Noted.
not, this is not the Carlton Banks flittering, right? We're not doing the Carlton Banks, Courtney, she's now Arquette.
Oh, yeah.
Or was Arquette. Courtney Cox from, mind you, okay, so this is what happens with one-on-one. Down the rabbit hole we go.
Here we go.
So do you know where Courtney Cox went to college? And most people don't. And it's perfectly okay, because there's zero chance you're going to get this.
George
Literally,
Mason.
I could give you 100 guesses. You would never come up with the fact that Courtney Cox attended Marymount University in Arlington, Virginia.
Hello. How about that? Okay.
Right down the road,
right.
was famous for her nights in Georgetown as a co-ed. And Georgetown was kind of set up that way, that imagine O Street, right? Except for 10 times the number of people all the time.
Noted.
No,
okay.
20 times.
20
times. 20
okay.
times. And then that from 6th to 40th, triple the number of bars and nightclubs.
Oh boy. Okay.
So literally every business that exists on O Street is a bar or a nightclub.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it runs 34 blocks, 40 blocks.
That's a good 3 miles worth of bars.
And that's if you stay on the strip. Like if that's you stay on the strip. But surrounding this Georgetown is, of course, this collection of universities. Georgetown University, Catholic University, American University, GW, Marymount. George Mason is right across the bridge. Howard University, Gallaudet, and you'd be amazed at how many people from Gallaudet are at the club party.
Okay.
Oh, so imagine every university, college and university in Nebraska, literally within walking distance of O Street.
Oh boy. Okay. Yep. But at least you have triple the bars in this situation.
Oh, you would need, but that's why you need them, because there's so many people. And so imagine that in one square block, there is a dance club, a beer chugging club, a country nightclub, a live country music nightclub across the street from that, which is a little bit older, but not so much.
Okay.
Next to them is disco. Next to them is like an R&B club. Next to that is kind of an R&B dance club. So the difference between if you want to have grown folks music or you want to go dance to Michael Jackson, and it's replicated for 40 blocks. And so she was renowned for being in those clubs. There's a club, as a matter of fact, one of the staple clubs was called Winston's. And on any given night, just a chaos, a stampede of co-eds, college co-eds. And that's just the college co-eds, because guess what follows college co-eds?
Probably government co-eds.
High school co-eds.
Oh, high school. Okay.
High school co-eds want to be where the college co-eds are. And it's where the recent graduates all attend.
The ones still looking for their new spot a little further down.
Right. You have to transition from one to the other. Right.
What was there a sectioning off of where the different generations fell? It was all in one, all 34 blocks of it?
No, you got what you take your 10 steps, take your change of bar. And here's the funny thing about it, Austin, is that none of the bars had a type of customer. Literally anybody could go into any club for any reason, any theme, any night, and
find a way.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So Courtney was one of the ones. And so when she found her way into the Bruce Springsteen Dancing in the Dark video, those were moves that we had seen.
Not new.
Those were
no
not
choreography
new.
needed.
Those were not new. All you had to do was go to Marymount U's Friday night once a month dance in the basketball gym, right? Which was his own nightclub.
There we go. Okay.
But it would almost be if Wesleyan was. That's where I would.
Concordia, maybe.
Yeah, Concordia. Yeah. That's where you would put it. So
okay.
They do not have this great collection of notable alumni, but
Courtney Cox.
Well, Courtney Cox, and then there's now a professional wrestler, women's wrestler, who played volleyball at Marymount. She's now using Sinchin, but she used Maya Yim. Maya Yim played volleyball. And it was funny because when the first time I saw her at WWE, I leaned heavily. I went, wait a minute. I know her. Like, where do I know her from? And it's, again, the glammed up WWE version versus the Marymount volleyball
version,
sure. Which were not the same. So anyway, yeah, down the, again, why do I have, is my attention span that short? It really must be. It just must be. That's how it works. Okay. So,
but sorry, one more thing. You said Forrest Gump, Life's Like a Box of Chocolates, whatever. We had this debate during On the Block.
Okay.
Strick said, I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
And he seemed to think that was from Forrest Gump.
No.
Text line said it was from Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Carrey, but we had some people saying it was in both movies. I could not find it in a quick search through Forrest Gump. So I know it's from Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
But someone seemed to think it was from Forrest Gump as well.
So I did not pledge an official fraternity in college. I thought, and I know lightning bolts will come through the sky and rock the building when I say this, but I felt like I was too good to be a Greek. Now, being at a predominantly white school, if I was going to go Greek, I was going to go Black Greek. And because of my stature at my university, the local Black HBCUs all offered for me to be an honorary brother there. So my brother was a Sigma.
Okay.
Very academic, very social, conscience,
high-minded,
right? But the people who wanted me were the alphas, right? So at Virginia Union University, which was just a few minutes from campus in Richmond.
Okay.
Virginia State University, which was right down the road. There were places for me to go, and it was there. I was like, no, because I knew a guy who told me what he had to do to pledge, and that wrote.
No, sir.
Okay, so again, this is down the rabbit hole, Austin. So they came into his dorm room at 3:00 in the morning. Now, this is November in Virginia.
And what does that entail for Nebraska?
It's snowing.
Snowing, okay.
Same weather.
Okay.
Same weather.
Okay.
Same weather. 3:00 in the morning. Now, he's an athlete, so he's gone to practice. He's studied. He's exhausted. He's got an early workout in the morning, but he's pledging, and his coach has given him permission. But his brothers woke him up at 3 a.m. and with the collection of pledges, and they sprint them down to the street level of the dorm.
Okay.
Right. So you're being shaken up. You don't have time to get dressed. Right.
You got to wear your senses.
You're just you got to go as you are. Right.
Okay.
And they get them in front, and there's 40 pledges, 30 pledges, and the elder screams at them, "You have 60 seconds to run around the block. Go!" Phew, they take off. And it's in the snow. It's in
whatever you're wearing.
It's in the snow, whatever you're wearing. Some with you, some without. Sprint. Of course, it's a block-long dorm building.
Of course, yeah.
So there's no chance. There's no chance. Of course, they all go sprinting. They come back, 6 minutes later. And there's one pledge who has the gumption to say, "Excuse me," and he told me the guy's name, and he had to be called something Almighty, right? Zeus Almighty, right? That was his Greek name. And he says, "How was this possible? Are you asking us to do something that is not possible?" And he goes, "I will never ask you to do something that's not possible. That is not the brotherhood. That is not what we're here for." And he says, and there's one guy, the guy, right, who I don't believe you.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "I tell you what, I will offer another task for you that'll be more difficult than this one if I'm right. So if I can run around the block in a minute, you guys will go through this you will agree to stay up and go through this next process." He says, "Yes, sir." And they all go, "Yes, big brother." They're in front of the dorm.
Okay.
So, Austin, look out the window here and look at the ground.
Appears to be cement.
What would you describe the sections of the street?
Oh, they're in blocks.
Blocks. Blocks. So he walks around
the block.
And you could just, and he's telling the story, and he's got tears in his eyes because he felt like, now, mind you, he made it through the pledge, so he's a Greek, but he's telling the story, and he just said, okay. So then they took them all up to a dorm room and had a pot of boiled eggs,
Okay.
and told them that their task was going to be to pick up the egg without using their hands, feet, or mouth, and transfer the egg from one chair, and these are wooden chairs.
Okay.
One chair to 2 chair to 3 chair to 4 chair to 5 chairs. So they have to transfer these eggs.
Mm-hmm.
No hands, no feet. Now, quick math says,
elbows, maybe knees.
No knees, no elbows. Yeah. It's on a chair.
Hands and feet are not different than...
The hint is that it's on a chair.
Gotcha.
So they had to sit on the egg and not crack the egg.
Mhm.
And of course, nobody got it done. And this is at 4:00 in the morning, and they're miserable. All the reason I needed to never pledge.
Right.
Because whatever shenanigans that was, whatever thing you had to go through, not for me.
No.
Not for me. And my brother told me. So my brother, and it is I don't know that white fraternities brand themselves, but there are black HBCU Greeks that brand themselves. And my brother has brand. And I was like, oh no. Because that looked like that hurts. And he's like, it does. And I was like, okay, nope. Never mind. So, yes.
When you said brand, my mind went to marketing, not,
right.
Brand.
Full brand.
Yeah.
Like, you'll see the Omegas, and it is like, it's a thing. And there's some importance to it. And there's a lot of tradition. And I don't ever want to lower or try to devalue Greek life, because it was much more greater than I could have even imagined. It just wasn't right for me. Like, I was wrong in my thinking that I was above it. I was wrong. It is a lifelong brotherhood, and anybody that has pledged,
with all the stuff they have to go through,
all the stuff that they go through, because you have to have it. You have to give it meaning,
right?
Like, it has to mean something. If anybody can get in, then it's not worth much,
right?
So, and which is a part of the whole thing now. Like, now Southern sororities have gone buck wild. It's a different deal. Now it's about social media. It's about branding and doing choreographed dances and
marketing, branding, not branding.
Right. And
around that one.
Yeah, all over it. Right. So it's always, I'm careful about ever speaking less of fraternities and sororities, because I understand the brotherhood, sisterhood, the family, the legacy, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But it just wasn't for me. I was like, nah, bro, I'm cool. Right. So, down the line. It was in several of the conversations, right, that you think of movies. Well, my college fraternity, my brotherhood, was a group of athletes who literally spent 24 of their hours a day quoting movies. We talked
in movie quotes.
Quotes.
Oh, been there. Yeah.
Like, it was just like, I can't even, it's just weird. Right.
And that's a guy thing. Those are the female persuasion we'll never understand.
I'm amazed that any of us ever got girlfriends. Like, because it was cornball, and like, I thought we had game because we had movie lines, right? Mm-hmm. We had movie lines, and
she'll love this. Watch this.
Right? We had, and back then, quoting Saturday Night Live was a real thing. Sure. It was a real thing, and it wasn't. And my English teacher will lose hair over this. It wasn't not cool,
right?
To quote Saturday Night Live back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the thing. So we would go to the local bar. My college,
between 6th Street and 40th Street, or a different one?
Oh no, in Richmond, Virginia, there's a portion of the town, Shockoe Slip, which was an old slave market that turned into this high market area. So go back to the Confederate days of this area of where that sort of thing was done by the Confederacy, taken over at some point, created, and then it turned into this O Street, this college version of Haymarket.
Seems like a step forward.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's some stories down here at the Haymarket. But there were bars. Again, same sort of deal, Richmond, Virginia. Richmond is a little bit of a bigger city than Lincoln.
Does it feel big? Does it feel small?
It's a lot like Omaha. That in Omaha, you feel like you're in a big city, but then leave it.
You go to a big city and
you leave. If you go 15 minutes outside of Richmond, you get to Colonial Heights, which is Kearney. Right. You can
Gotcha.
you go in a different direction to Ashland, and it's Scotts Bluff.
Gotcha.
Like you're literally. My college girlfriend lived on a farm 20 minutes outside of Richmond, and a farm,
Farm. like acres,
right? Like a farm, but that's Richmond. Now Richmond had AAA baseball. It had, but it was also, NASCAR.
Yeah.
It had tons of auto racing, like drag races, etc. Like Richmond was definitely a car town. But it was also a moonshine town. Like real moonshine. Like real moonshine runners. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like I know for a fact that two of my college teammates, their dads were runners. They ran moonshine. They actually had distilleries.
For profession.
Yeah, they had distilleries and the whole shebang. And so you would kind of go through and you would learn not to ask because you were going to get an answer
you weren't ready.
You weren't ready for. You weren't.
They didn't want you to hear. So
right.
Watch out.
Right. But in this space, there was a new bar that opened. It was an old warehouse that sat in the middle. It was the last of the clothing warehouses in downtown Richmond, and somebody bought it and turned it into a bar. Now, basically, the bar was 100 picnic tables. The bar windows had prison bars on them.
Oh.
And they named it Newgate Prison.
Interesting.
And inside the bar, they had like dance. You know how go-go dancers?
Yeah.
Except for you're in a cage.
Oh, they have that in Lincoln.
Yeah, they had cages.
Yeah. No, they have that here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing
that is present.
It's amazing how that always shows up. But you could go there, and it was 5-cent beers on Thursday. This is 1980. 10-cent beers on Friday. I don't know why they gave you twice the beer on Friday, but I guess they figured they needed to. But
that's the upcharge, right? No, it's a popular day. 5 cents is to get people out on Thursday, when it's probably a little quieter.
Yeah.
10 cents is we know everyone's coming out, they want to drink, so we'll charge them a little more.
12:01 Friday, 10-cent beer.
Interesting.
Oh,
so you're out of there by 11:55 on Thursday, right?
Oh, not really. There are people that you pretty much assume they were because everybody could walk or stagger back to the dorm because it's just 3 blocks.
Mm-hmm.
But Austin, it was not pretty.
I can only imagine.
It was not us at our best. It is not. It was not us at our best. There's nothing appealing about it. But you would go, and they would play movie clips in between songs.
Nice.
And people would just yell out the movie clip. And then this is the emergence of MTV.
Okay.
So imagine, I remember this like it was yesterday. Oh my goodness. So we were hosting a volleyball tournament. And so Virginia Tech, Virginia, Richmond, Old Dominion, George Mason, VCU. So imagine, Nebraska and 5 volleyball teams are here for a weekend tournament. And the bars, it's the first time I can recall being around that many tall women. Right? But none of them are dancing. And I was the dancer. Like I'm the party starter. Let's go. Except for none of these 100 women are dancing. And then finally one woman comes up and she's just kind of standing close to me. And I would dance by myself. I didn't need a dance partner. I was just going to do my thing. And Tony Basil.
Okay.
Hey, Mickey.
Okay.
Comes up.
Uh-huh.
But the DJ had the video and he would just play the beginning of it. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. And he would just loop it just to give people time to get to the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of his calling card, was that he would give you enough time to get to the dance floor.
Okay.
And I am just jaw dropped at 100 volleyball players all now in full chorus, singing Tony Basil, "Hey Mickey." And Austin, I can't move. I'm just, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? And there was this 6'4" girl who grabbed me and pulled me on the dance floor. And it's the only time in my life that I could not move my feet. Because as soon as we got there, there were 15 6-footers surrounded me.
Just like her.
And I am just standing there, just going, this is a moment that will change me forever.
The boy becomes a man.
This is when you realize what college education is all about. Go see the world, young man. Go see the world, young Derek. There's so much to the world.
You don't have to go see the world. The world came to you.
There's more to the world than 5'2" cheerleaders and 5'4" soccer players. No, sir, there is another world. And Austin, with 10-cent beers happening, that was one of the weekends that changed my life. We'll throw it to break. Again, my apologies in advance. Who knows where we'll go when we come back?
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety. If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping, structures, and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athlete with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Too funny because, okay, so Austin, to your wife, bravo. Because you have more game than expected. You have more game. Bravo, Austin Orman. The Big Ten versus SEC rating system, like we need to have that chart drawn
Not
up.
the same.
That Big
Not
Ten,
the
Big
same.
Like see, this is a rabbit hole I can go down. having been, and I've done this conversation on air before, in explaining that different conferences and different parts of the country have different talent pools. They have different talent pools.
Mm-hmm.
And that if you're going, especially, let's say, college football, that if you're going for eye candy, there's certain places to go. Like people would think, okay, you think of California, Southern California, USC, you think of the perfect cheerleader outfits, right? Tennessee, SEC, CBS does a really good job of fan engagement, right? And it's just like drawing that up and then trying to figure out. But you pointed out that at the College World Series, you see an accumulation of people from all over the country, and it's always interesting to watch people. You can look at them and kind of go, SEC.
There's your ACC, maybe.
ACC, independent.
Murray State.
Murray State.
Murray State. Oh,
Murray State. How'd you get it?
Hi, Murray.
But you forget that that's Kentucky, and it's part of, but the part of Kentucky, because Louisville is not Lexington, is not
not Paducah.
They have their own pockets, just like I would say, Lincoln is not right, 100%, right, 100%. So it's in full. It's the beauty of paying attention to your surroundings and your environment. But that's the beauty of sports, is that it introduces you to parts of the country. And that's probably why I got into the sports professional side of it, was that in my bars, I owned and managed sports bars. And in those days, this is pre-DirecTV, and everything was satellite, big satellite dish. Can you pull in games and then draw? Now, being in DC, since everybody's transient, being on Capitol Hill, people are from all over the country
and world, but country,
right? But they're all over. But the country folks, like the Nebraska alum in DC, there is an alumni group for every college and university in America. Like they come to Capitol Hill, they work for the government. They gather, they get together. I can tell you now, and I bet you the number still works. One of the numbers that for the alumni groups, so one of the bigger ones was Florida State.
Okay.
And 202 Go Noles. And I guarantee you that's still their phone number for doing game watches, etc. 202 Go Noles. And they had
do you mind if I type this in? I won't call it till break.
Right. 100%. Right. That Texas A&M was probably the biggest. Texas A&M was so big that so my bar would host them, would host Texas A&M and their former students, not alumni, at Texas A&M. So just hey Trev,
what's up?
But we would they would bring 400 people to my bar every Saturday to watch the Aggies. One, because I was really proficient at getting information, knowing where on the big dish to get it, And then I would give them my bar and say, okay, fine. Same thing, DC Black and Gold Cup. So Steeler fans, we would have 400 Steeler fans. So for all of these,
how are Steeler fans? Their compatriots across the state have a reputation. How are Steelers fans?
I love them, because they were, to call them gritty, like define an athlete, gritty.
Blue collar reputation.
Yeah, blue collar, Rolling Rock beer. They had pierogies, like, you know, the subs that you would bring in. Yep. Texas A&M would drink anything, and they would pay my bar, my restaurant, money to have shipments of Fritos, bags of Fritos delivered so that they could have their walking tacos.
A&M strikes me as a whiskey school, but it wants you to think it's a beer school.
Well, they like to say that they're a military school.
Right. That's not the vibe you get.
No, you get, well, okay.
Not from their alums.
Okay, so let me.
You've been close to the situation.
There's a word that rhymes with. Let me find the right word. Okay, it ends with ULT.
Rhymes with dolt.
Dolt. Third letter of the alphabet. That's what I think of A&M.
You see those 12th man practice videos the night before?
They had them in my bar. So we would on the night before Thanksgiving, they had the Aggie game, so they had the big bonfire. We would have 500 Aggies in my bar at 12 midnight Eastern time to go through yell practice at the bonfire. I knew all the Aggie yells and the Aggie war hymn. I knew them. So Flossie's horns off. Saucy's horns off. Saucy's horns off. Short. Hey. Woo! 30 times a football game on Saturday.
Not my viewing experience.
But it was amazing. It was like, if you're in Virginia, you're in DC, and this culture is brought to you, you have to consume it. UCLA fans, like when they won the national championship, the Tyus Edney, Ed O'Bannon, Charles O'Bannon, Toby Bailey, like I still know them because I hosted their alumni in DC in my bar. And when they won it, when they came to DC, because I had been loyal to the alumni, my entire hotel, the entire Grand Hyatt Hotel was rented out to UCLA in the state of California. And they held, before they went to the White House, all of their media was done in my bar. And then I got to go to the White House with UCLA Bruins. I'm a forever UCLA Bruin. I still have a card that allows me to go shopping.
Yeah. Hey.
8 count. Yeah, you have to, but you learn all of these things because of sports. And that was the beauty of sports to me, was that I was getting introduced to all of these cultures from around the country. How they watch their sports tells you a lot about who people are, like what that region of it is. And and God bless it, I have to say that there was nothing else but being a fan of the team and the game. There was no other stuff. Like there's no other stuff. For the Steelers was so big that every spring we would bring in 2 Pittsburgh Steelers players to do autograph signings at the bar. Okay. So Kevin Green, Greg Lloyd, we would bring them and we would fly them in. Most of them would want to drive because they could. 1 year for A&M was so big. The group was so big because these are big people on Capitol Hill. R.C. Slocum, the head coach for Texas A&M, flew into D.C. to come to my bar. Now imagine it's me and him. I'm hosting him for 3 days. Woo. This is R.C. Slocum, and I am I'm just, hey, man, I'm a sports fan, but bravo. And he goes, no, I love what you've done here. Like, I love this. And they did the full yell, the whole thing. We would have battles because the Texas alumni didn't like the fact that we gave all the exposure and all of the priority to Texas A&M. LSU was crazy. Florida State and all the chops, like they had chop practice. And they would just start the chants. All the time. We did it. We had Atlanta Braves.
Did
fan
you
club.
ever get the spear planted?
No, but we had the mascot. We had the
Okay.
Chief. Yeah, the
Okay.
Chief showed up. Like that was the thing that in the offseason, everybody would send somebody to DC because we had
As an envoy to their masses?
Yeah, because we had senators, congressmen, like we had the people in our bar were people. Like they were the people from Capitol who made decisions and they would choose where do we want to be. And it helped introduce me to it. The Nebraska Capitol Club was strong. As a matter of fact, Becky and I, the last football season, I want to say last year, 2 years ago, we were in DC for whatever reason. We were in DC during football season, and the Huskers were playing, and we found the Huskers Club. They hooked us up. Nice club, great turnout. Matter of fact, filled 2 levels of the bar, right? Great event. Had tons of raffles, and we introduced them to the ticket, right? We were like, hey,
what's up?
Dude, this is what we do. Like, they were trying to figure who I was. Like, go figure. Big black dude wearing a Nebraska. They're like, did you play? No. I'm just a fan, bro. Chill out. Like, I just live there and everything. So that's what sports was for me. And that's how you become easily adaptable in any environment. But it's also why I can talk sports with anybody about what they love. Because at my bar, every team was represented. Every game was on. I had to know the schedule forward and back so I could tell them, yes, I can get your game. No, I can't get your game. I'll put you over here. How many people do you have? So much so that in the UCLA run to the national championship for basketball, and I got them for football. Basketball was just the throw-in, right? And we thought, okay, the 400 people who come for football, you're not going to get 400 for 30 games in basketball, except we did. We did. We also, during that run, we also hosted Arkansas alumni.
Ooh.
And let me tell you, so this is the Grand Hyatt Hotel. This is a 1,000-room hotel, 900 rooms in DC. The sports bar holds 350 people. Through the tournament. So imagine an entire tournament of all of this tracking happening. We also had Kentucky. We had Memphis. Like we had a run.
Memphis or Memphis State?
Well, Memphis State at the time. So Lorenzen Wright. That crew. But we were juggling all these things. Now I'm driving the hotel crazy because the bar is packed. So I have these sous chefs who have to make hamburgers, which sacrilege. But for the championship, for the Final Four, I know this is asking for chaos. So I asked permission for the hotel, let me use the ballrooms instead. I'll have the local traffic, the foot traffic from DC, which would have filled the bar. Let me send them to the sports bar. Let me use the grand ballroom for UCLA. We'll get 8 big screen TVs. We'll set it up banquet style. We'll do that. And then the smaller ballroom, or, a little bit smaller. We were above capacity in every outlet for this thing.
Final Four, baby.
And then the championship game, when they win it, again, so imagine every banner that was in Pauley Pavilion. Governor Tom Bradley, state of California, and Jim Herrick got approval to bring all of the banners, the championship banners from Pauley Pavilion, and we hung them in the open atrium at the hotel, the Grand Hyatt Hotel. And it was amazing. It was amazing. And again, you're hanging out with the governor and the national championship team and the national championship coach. And they're all like, well, DP, you did it again. Like you figured out how to make this work. And I'm like, this is amazing. But this is why I can go to Charlotte and feel at home, why I can go to Salt Lake City and make it home. This is why I can come to Lincoln and make it home, because you get used to asking people, being authentically curious about why they love what they love. And if I can get people to tell me what they love about being a Husker or being a Blue Jay or being a Bruin or being a Seminole, then I'm being respectful of it. I'm allowing them to honor it. And then if by chance I choose, I can be a part of it. And it makes it easier to consume sports because I'm used to being in a bar with, at any point, 32 different or 16 different fan bases cheering or booing, and then identifying what their, that sound is the sound. I need to pay attention to what's going on over here. Knowing halftime, knowing their big games. It's Browns Steelers this week. I better have an extra doorman. I better have additional security. I better have a bigger, for a Monday night game for the Steelers, I better have more Rolling Rock. So it helped me consume sports in full. That's how I became a sports fan in full, because you learn that sports is sports. People love them whatever way they love them, but it helps you identify with the people.
Yeah.
And that's what sports has done for me. So one more break. We'll come back and close out one-on-one here on the ticket.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Rose Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text the word HOME to 402-534-1919. That's HOME to 402-534-1919.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts, pair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher, and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The weekend is here and you and the boys need a place to hang out after your day on the golf course. Lucky for you, that place exists at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln. The 19th hole at the course is great, but it doesn't have 30 TVs showing all sports with 23 beers on tap. You can enjoy all of that at Liquid Assets, as well as delicious smash burgers, wings, and much more. Don't end your hangout after the golf round ends. Get to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Thank you, Austin Orman. Again, at least I was courteous enough to warn you.
Indeed.
That no matter what we planned, it was probably going to go in another direction.
I got some very nice reading done that I will store away.
Did you check the phone number? Did you put it in Google?
It was there.
Right?
Google did not return any satisfactory results, but I can... Give me just a sec here. Are you giving me permission to attempt this on air?
It says it. So, yes. So, it takes you to
202 Go Knowles.
Go Knowles. Like as in Seminoles.
Yeah.
And it takes me to their Facebook page.
My Google search did not return that. Unless I'm typing in Go Knowles wrong.
Go Knowles. G-O.
Yeah.
Space. N-O-L-E-S. 202 Go Knowles. And that was the number. And this is before cell phones. This is before social media. Think about how brilliant this was. That through flyers, and this is like emails weren't really burning the way that they do now. Mm-hmm. But to think that we would get 400 fans for all of these alumni groups every week with no social media, with no Facebook to post, no Twitter, none of that, that 400 people would show up. And we had 8 college groups and 4 NFL groups. And mind you, Maryland, Georgetown, Virginia, like that's the local. We would have been full anyway. Mm. But then throw on top, the Redskins in DC. And that the Steeler fans and the Redskins fans learned how to get along. One, they had learned because the Steeler fans had moved to DC. So they had already, the only competitive, because we had A&M, I had to get in bed with the devil, with the evil empire, because the Aggie fans were also Cowboys fans.
Sure.
And so Sunday, I would have that battle. There weren't as many on Sunday as there were Saturday, but still. Mm-hmm. The biggest two NFL clubs. Steelers were number one. Niner gang was pretty crazy. But Buffalo. So are you familiar with the name Kevin Greavy? Kevin Greavy was the...
Let me say no just to be safe.
He was the starting point guard, shooting guard for the world champion Washington Bullets.
Okay.
So actually he was a shooting guard. Wes Unseld, Elvin Hayes, Bobby Dandridge, Kevin Greavy, and Kevin Porter, or Tom Henderson, depending on which version you were. Kevin Greavy, when he retired from the Bullets, so Greavy was Kentucky Wildcat.
Okay.
All-American, Olympian, drafted, played for the Bullets. When he retired, he stayed in D.C. and he opened the sports bar.
Okay.
He opened the sports bar. And Kevin Greavy's, the bar's claim to fame was that it was also the home of the Buffalo Bills backers. And imagine that Super Bowl run of the Buffalo Bills through those 90s and never winning it. But that bar, his bar, was much smaller than mine, but he would have 600 Bills fans.
Whew.
And
I only know one.
Right. And on Saturday, they hosted Kentucky because he was like Kentucky's finest. And so for Kentucky basketball, they would have, 400 or 500. As a matter of fact, when Kentucky, when Tubby Smith was the head coach at Kentucky, he came to Greavy's and watched. Kentucky got eliminated. He came and watched. Him, Kevin Greavy, Johnny Holiday watched Maryland and Juan Dixon win the national championship in 2002.
Nice.
So sports and sports bars have been really kind to me. Opened my mind about how to think about sports and then how to consume sports. Because when you have to know everybody, my deal was this, and I tell anybody that wants to be in sports, it's wonderful to love what you love. But I have to love what you love better than you do, because I never want anybody to ask me on air or in person about their team, and I don't have the information. That was why you prepare the way we prepare for all the things and consume, because you never want anybody to ask you about their team and to not be able to tell them. That's sports entertainment. That's what it is. Thank y'all for hanging out for the hour. I'm gonna go get dinner.
How about it?
Austin, what are you doing? You're here all night.
I'm here all night. Yeah, I'm Harrison for the night, since Harrison is me on Friday.
You're gonna have the kids on?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Here's what's gonna happen though, DP. I'm gonna babysit. I'm glad the kids kind of set the course. I'll keep them within the fence, but they got to spread their wings and fly.
Let them fly. Let them fly. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Talk to you tomorrow.
Now's the best time to lock in early order savings on a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the latest technology, including Exact Emerge high-speed planters that help you cover more acres with